put it this way, this is very, very rarely ever done at the pet store level. It's certainly a laborious task because we're breeding a whole lot of different fish. We have the responsibility of thousands of individuals all looking at us rather cutely, hoping for food at any opportunity. But realistically, the genesis behind this whole concept is why it doesn't make sense that most, if not all, of these fish are commonly available through the trade, if you will, at substantially less expensive prices than one could ever manufacture them or breed them or reproduce them themselves. So it would make sense to not do what we're doing. The reason it does make sense has everything to do with the fact that there are a few specific species that, as a general rule, do not ship well, or they have some specific ailments that manifest themselves through stress of shipment. There are viruses that can inflict them. There are particular parasites that can be a potential problem. So the way we avert those problems for those key species of fish that I think, as a general rule, most of these are going to be staples in the industry, ones that you would expect, like guppies. There's a whole story behind why we breed guppies. Nobody typically would breed guppies. Angelfish, there's a story behind why we breed angelfish. And the reality is that when somebody comes into our store, the whole goal is that they have a flawless, successful experience. And with fish, it's even more important because all it takes is taking one fish home, and on a negative note, if they lose that fish, it's kind of a bad complexion to the whole experience. God forbid if they lose that fish and it spreads the disease to the other fish and has, huge ramifications, then they've lost those fish that they've invested a lot of emotional energy in at the same time. So our goal is to make sure that as best as we can, we kind of provide an animal to the public that's always going to be perfectly healthy. And by at least having control over these guys, from the time they're eggs, we stand a much better chance of offering an animal that's of excellent health. Now, realistically, a good majority of the fish that we carry, that can be done just by proper handling procedures from point of origin to our store. The fish will go into a quarantine facility first. We make sure they're holding up well, they're doing well, and then they're available for the trade. So,
but these fish are truly Lansing Made.
But these guys are truly Lansing Made. Right. Spawned in Lansing, raised from eggs, or oftentimes, in the case of guppies, they're live bears, which means they come out as live little babies. And if we take a look over here, we can actually see that these would be really small little babies of live bears. Now, if we come over here, we'll see some live little babies that came from eggs. So these are little baby angels. What do we got over there? And these are baby from eggs, baby rams, we call them. They're a little cichlid. They get very, very colorful. So let me show you one of those.